Hi everyone, this is Anthony. Today's video is going to be about an expensive mistake that you can do when bleeding your Shimano R9170 group set. And especially I'll be talking about a stripped bolt that I encounter. I will tell you right now what happened. So let me just undo the small rubber band on the left shifter. Very easy to do. Just unroll that forward, exposing the bleeding bleed port. I don't know if you can see, but there's a very tiny 2mm Allen key bolt that you have to undo in a way to bleed your brakes. So this is a one time a year procedure, but I like to bleed my brake as often as I can, at least one time every season. Okay, so this is a 2mm Allen key, and as you can see, this is the old one. It was replaced because, as you can see, this is made out of an alloy that is about as tough as cheeses, if I can say. So what happened? First of all, this is a 2mm Allen key. This is a Park Tool AWS 10. This is a very useful toy, very tough. I never had any problem with this. So this is what I used in a way to undo this. This is the result. I don't know what happened at the bike shop, but this bike is almost new. I had to do a bleed just to make sure that the oil was new, because this is a 2017 model. And since we're about in 2019, I wanted to make sure that the oil was correct. So I tried to undo this, and I felt quite a big resistance. And then it kept on. Then it started spinning freely. But then I noticed the bolt was not undoing itself. It was just spinning freely. And of course, I was stripping or rounding the Allen bolt. So I realized that this was a very expensive mistake, because this shifter alone is about $500 on Jensen USA. It's probably less expensive on Chain Reaction, but since Chain Reaction doesn't deliver Shimano products anymore in Canada, I knew that this was about a $500 mistake in Canadian dollars, of course. And what I realized is that I needed to do this as quick as I could, and I needed to buy some replacing parts for this one. As you can see, there's one already installed on this one, and here you have two spare parts, because I expected that some mistakes could happen again, or it could happen to one of my friends. So I bought some spare parts in a way that I could sell some parts to each other. So don't expect me to do this mistake again. If it doesn't spin freely, or if it spins freely, I'll try to stop as soon as I can. So let's make pause for this. So what I have for you today is these two parts. I don't know if you can see well the difference, but this one has a very tiny hole. This is a 2mm hole, and this is a much bigger hole. Now that it's been, I worked my way out using this T10 Torx wrench. So to undo this, I had to make my way through the very soft material, and I had to just tap it right inside this in a way to get a sufficient torque to undo it. This was a very painful procedure to me, because I knew that I was dealing with no margin of error, because if I just break it apart and the head becomes too loose, there's no possible way for me to undo this, unless I use some welding material, which I just don't have the expertise to do this. So I was just dealing with no margin of errors whatsoever. I'm very disappointed to notice that this is very soft, and this is such a tiny hole, because you have a lot of room to make a bigger head for the bolt. It could have been at least a 4mm Allen key bolt, which would have been a lot more resistant, because as you can see, this is a 4mm I would have been able to deal with this. So that's very disappointing from Shimano. And of course, as I was trying to undo this, the metal, this is most likely aluminum, a blend of aluminium, but this is alloy. The quality of the alloy is very poor and it's very soft. So I guess Shimano could have saved quite a lot of trouble by using some, well, not just steel bolts, but they could have used something a lot more resistant, and it would not have been that much heavier, because I know this is the Jura Ace model, the flagship component, flagship grade for Shimano, but still this is not a place where you want to save weight, because the resistance and the quality of the build has to go, well, it has to live with a couple of time that it will be undone, because this is a bleed port. In each and every bolt that I could have rounded, this is probably the worst, because I don't care if this one is rounded. This one can be changed because I have many places I have enough room to work my rear around this, but in the bleed port you just don't have room. You don't have no margin of error whatsoever, because you cannot drill it out. And don't think like I enjoy rounding bolts. I just don't. And as for the contact point, this is not something that's critical. It doesn't change the it doesn't destroy the brake if you can't use it, but a bleed port does. So that's all I have for you today. If you want to know where I bought this replacing part, it's on SGS Cycles. I have the website here, sgscycles.co.uk. The model is written here. As you can see, this is some very easy way, a very easy part to find on the internet, but still on eBay it was available as well, on Amazon. So this is something that you don't expect. Don't expect that you won't have to use it at some point, because this is a very easy mistake to do. In my case, it wasn't a mistake. It was just I was trying to undo it, and it was too much tighten. So I could have been more careful, but how could I possibly have avoided that? In any way, that's all I have for you today. So have a good day.